Okay, in this clip I'm gonna be showing you guys the multiple care mistakes or the multiple actions that count towards care mistakes, as there's a lot of confusion about it, as I've noticed during the stream. Basically, there's three things that can cause a care mistake, and that is not getting making him put him on the ground, not feeding him before the need runs out, not letting him sleep before the need runs out. That's basically roughly the three things that will cause a care mistake count to go up. Now the first one, pooping on the ground, is pretty obvious, I think. So anyways, nonetheless, I'll just show it to you guys, because I mean, we want to prove everything, right, that we say. So I'm gonna change this poop level to 0. That will cause... Oh wait, I need to check his care mistakes first. So care mistakes at 0. I've made him, gave him the need to poop basically. Now his pooping timer, I'm gonna reduce it to 0. There we go. So he poops on the ground, and we gain a care mistake and a lot of growling. So we go back, 0 care mistakes. I'm gonna set the poop level to 0. He will need to poo, as well as other things. Right, so now I'm just gonna give him a port potty. Oh, I don't have it on this one. Wait, we'll just get him to the toilet, because obviously that's the normal way to do it. There we go. 0 care mistakes as of now. And it's still at 0 care mistakes. Okay, now if we go to this save file, we're at 0 care mistakes. And he needs to poop. So, wait, let's see. Yeah, there we go. He needs to poop. Now we're gonna give him a port potty. I'm showing you the port potty thing as well because I used to be one of the people that had his doubts about whether port potty really did not give a care mistake or whether it did. But here we can see 0. There's still 0 care mistakes, so feeding a port potty is perfectly fine. Now let's get back to Skullgreymon. Okay, so that's the pooping thing. Pooping on the ground gives a care mistake, that's it. Feeding, going to the toilet or port potty does not give you a care mistake. Okay, so let's talk about food. Food is actually a very tricky one. There's many aspects to it, basically, that I've only recently found out, about like 15 minutes ago or something like that. It caught me off guard a few times actually. So food level is at 0, energy level is at 0. Energy level is basically the energy container, or like the energy level he has gained from food. So if you feed him, his energy goes up, and if it goes up high enough, or at least if it's over a certain threshold, then and you feed him over that threshold, he will lose the need for food basically. So if you fed him before he needed to be fed, then his energy level will go up, like let's say to 60. Skullgreymon's threshold is 35. He becomes hungry at some point, you feed him 1 meat, and you fed him after, or the feeding has caused his energy level to either go over the threshold, or it is already over the threshold, his need for feeding will go away, and meaning you don't get a care mistake. But what if you don't feed him in time? The reason I've explained you about the energy level thing and the threshold is because that is a key thing in whether not feeding him is a care mistake or not. Now this is kind of silly. I think it's kind of silly anyways. So, but let's just, I'll show you. That's probably the easiest way of understanding it. So right now we're at the 0 care mistakes. Yep, 0 care mistakes. He's hungry, and his starvation timer is running out. So basically we're just gonna wait for it to run out. That takes a little while, and we get a care mistake normally. Yep, there we go, 1 care mistake. Right, so that is because his energy level was below threshold and his starvation timer ran out. Basically we didn't feed him in time. So now we're gonna do the same. I'm actually gonna Set care mistakes to 0, but this time, I hope I make it in time, I set his energy level to 35. Now that's his threshold to be fed. If I reduce his starvation timer a little, there we go. So basically he is fed enough right now, and his need for food should go away. There we go, it's gone, but we still got 0 care mistakes. So now that's the very interesting thing. If your Digimon has enough energy and you don't feed him, it won't count as a care mistake. I find it very interesting, because why does he get hungry then, you know? But apparently his actual hunger is basically his energy value. I guess one could say that. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to setting this energy level to 0, reducing his food level to 0. The starvation timer is gonna tick. Yep, there we go. Or in fact, I'm gonna load back just in case of the sleeping thing. So food level 0, energy level 0, the starvation timer is ticking, and we've got no care mistakes. But now the interesting thing is we're gonna train. We're just gonna train once. And watch what happens with his care mistakes. Bam, we've got 1 care mistake at the end of the training. Now I'm gonna go back to normal play screen. There we go, and we got yet another care mistake. Mind you, it's not from sleeping, because we still have the need for sleeping. But the thing is, when you end your training, or if his hunger ends during training and his energy level is below threshold, you gain 2 care mistakes. Now we're gonna go back to the same situation. So I've just loaded back. This is also gonna prove that the sleeping does not influence my care mistakes, because I guess you could have some doubts about that. So starvation timer running, energy level, gonna set it to 35. Our care mistakes is still 0. There we go. So he is still sleepy. This is like the exact same situation. And now we're gonna train. And we have 0 care mistakes. And this hunger is gone. So you gotta be careful when you're training, because you might end up with 2 care mistakes. I think it actually fucked me over once or twice during the stream a long time ago, because I didn't know about it. But yeah, so energy level, well, it dropped now, but that's due to training, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, it's as long as it's at the threshold or higher, and your the need for hunger ends, so basically your starvation timer runs out, then you don't get a care mistake. And if it is below, it will be a care mistake. Now there's one other interesting thing. I'm gonna load it again. And our care mistake is 0, and he needs to eat and sleep. Now here we go. Watch the care mistakes. This one surprised me a lot, I might say. If I now make him sleep with, wait, let's check it. His energy level is 0, so it's below threshold. There's my care mistake. Go to sleep. We didn't gain a care mistake, and his hunger is gone. So apparently you can just sleep while hungry, no problem. Now we're gonna load back, and we're gonna see what happens if I set my energy level at threshold and we sleep. So there we go. Hungry, sleepy. I'm gonna set it back to care mistakes. There we go. We go sleep. Sleep. No care mistake. So you can skip feeding by sleeping, basically. And you can skip feeding if his energy level is above threshold, which differs for Digimon per per generation. And when your hunger ends during the training and the energy level is below threshold, you're fucked. You're getting 2 care mistakes, basically. Now the last one is the sleeping. If he needs to sleep and you don't let him sleep, like here, then you're gonna get a care mistake. So we'll just feed him to get rid of the care mistake. Or of the hunger without getting a care mistake. Wait, so let's see. Energy level 12, so I'm gonna have to feed him 2 more times. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, once more. Because I'm at 36 and he's gonna be full, so to say. There we go. Nice. So care mistakes is at 0. He needs to sleep. I don't know by head where the sleep thing is, but that's fine. We're just gonna go to the care mistakes. There we go, and we'll wait a little bit for him to. Or we can actually just sleep. Train. I mean, so he still needs to sleep. Train some more. Still the need. Oh no, there we go. Need for sleeping is gone, and we gained 1 care mistake, as you can see here. So it's just 1 care mistake for not sleeping, basically. So those are the things that give you care mistakes. Anything else won't give you care mistakes, and obviously the things that I've shown that do not give you a care mistake will not give you a care mistake, obviously. Now, some people might be thinking that exhaustion gives you a care mistake. So basically, if I set this to 80, there we go. He is exhausted right now. And yeah, wait, let's reset that, because that was the old care mistake. I'm gonna set his exhaustion to 80. He needs to sleep. Wait, let's use this one, because this Mega Cedarmon doesn't need anything. So basically I'm just gonna set his tiredness to 80. That way we don't have any interference. There we go. So the care mistakes are 0 as of now. I'm gonna let an hour pass. Let's do that first. Keep an eye out for the care mistakes, but nothing is gonna happen from exhaustion. I can tell you that already. I don't think it's a big spoiler, to be honest. Right, so an hour passed. No care mistake. We're gonna train. No care mistake. Gonna train. No care mistake. Yeah, now he's hungry. Feed him sirloin. There we go. No care mistake. A lot of training. No care mistake. Exhaustion is not a care mistake. The only thing it does is reduce your it reduces your stats a bit. Well, your happiness and I think discipline as well. But that's in another video. So yeah, that's it for care mistakes. Quite complicated, I might as well say. We used to think it was a bit simpler with the feeding thing, basically, but the feeding is actually quite complicated. Yeah, I hope that helps you guys a lot, because it is very important in Digivolutions, and you might do the counting in your head or write down how many care mistakes you've made, but you might have made a mistake with that. So I hope we can prevent any mistakes with care mistakes from now on through this video. Anyways, cheers for watching, guys, and again, I hope it's useful, and have a good time out there in the digital world. Good luck, guys.